Hey everybody, it's your boy, Eduardo Jackson, CEO, founder of Cinema Draft, and the owner of the Blacks in Bitcoin website, where everybody is welcome, but I stay black and loving Bitcoin. Purpose of this podcast is to provide a safe space for newbies and hodlers alike to embrace their love and curiosity of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. This is our inaugural podcast episode, so pardon any mistakes or mess ups. We're gonna get through it together because we just love crypto so damn much. And you know what? Maybe even we'll have a little bit of education on this podcast, a little crypto gossip, but mostly just be an outlet for people that look like you and me, who just to know that you are not alone in your love of Bitcoin. And to be honest with you, I probably need this podcast more than y'all do. So anyways, a little bit about me. Once again, my name is Eduardo Jackson. I guess I'll give you the brown sugar style of how I first fell in love with crypto. So basically, and I'll do a screen share to get y'all up on this. Basically, it came about when I was working with a site called Upworthy. We curated, a bunch of media and made it go viral. And I came across this Max Kaiser video. This guy is a wild man. He's a former comedian, talks like his hair's on fire all the time, and he's very much into crypto and Bitcoin. And basically the title I came up with was "One Man Destroys the Need for Paper Money in a Single Interview," and basically kind of goes on about how the global economy is broken and how the whole system's rigged. And I really got into crypto and Bitcoin. I really could relate to it. That's how I kind of got into it. As you can see, March 8th, 2013, I finally, got the nerve after a lot of research to go buy my first Bitcoin at $88 per, and back in May of 2013, and I've been hodling ever since. I started blacksinbitcoin.com, and let's go to the site real quick. I started blacksinbitcoin.com as mostly a hobby site in let's see, blacksinbitcoin.com. There we go. I started blacksinbitcoin.com mostly as like a hobby site in 2014 because I just needed a place to express my true Bitcoinness, and I felt alone. Most of the early adopters are white male libertarians, which is nothing wrong with that. But I just felt like we need a few more diverse voices. I every time I'd bring up Bitcoin at a party or around other black people, no one knew what I was talking about. So I started kind of as a reaction to kind of get some conversation started in the community. And as you can see, we've been cooking ever since. Been kind of dormant over the past few years, but lately with the increased interest in Bitcoin and my semi-availability while I fundraise for my fantasy gaming site for movies called Cinema Draft, I've had a chance to work on it some. So I'm really excited about it. If you go to the site and you're new to Bitcoin, definitely check out the Bitcoin Starter Kit. It's got some cool videos and some things, everything you need to know, get you, set up with a Coinbase wallet, or a paper wallet, all the kind of stuff you need to know, while you're getting started on your Bitcoin journey. So, and also, I'm really into Bitcoin and crypto, because the whole ICO boom is real. While a lot of these companies may not make it out, still it is worth looking into ICOs, and we're even possibly looking into an ICO for Cinema Draft ourselves. So, anyways. Let's start with a little bit of Bitcoin news. We'll just hit on 3 hot topics that are in the crypto community. And the first one, happy 10K day. You know what? I think that deserves happy 10K day. And then it was happy 11K day. And now it's happy 9K day. Yeah, so welcome to the wild world of crypto, where you swing up and you swing down the drop of a hat, but that's what makes it all the more exciting, because over time Bitcoin lurches forward. So anyways, the run up in price has got a lot of people speculating on, how fast can it rise? How far can it go? And there's this one interesting video I was watching. The guy was being interviewed on, was it CNBC Africa, maybe, in Johannesburg. Here, I'll screen share that with you. And basically this guy, I think it's Richard Hart, not exactly sure what his credentials are, but basically he figures that we can hit Bitcoin 20K by Christmas.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, hell yes. Now, his rationale was pretty simple. It's basically because of all of the because of all of the activity it's going to be coming from the investment class, from the institutional money that's coming into the space, with the Chicago Board of Exchange offering futures starting December 11th, I believe. I think a couple other hedge funds already offer Bitcoin futures, and also the news just the other day. And actually, let me not step on my news. That'll be number 3. We'll get to number 3, but there's some news coming up that really bodes well for the crypto space. So, this guy with his butterfly collar and his pocket square thinks that we could hit Bitcoin 20K by Christmas. But you're saying, Eduardo, Bitcoin, and let's actually fresh. Bitcoin just went under 10K. This guy's dreaming. Well, you know what? I mean, the swings are large and wide. And as you can see, this is the change in like the last 24 hours. Look at the change over the last 7 days. I mean, this sucker. Well, that's good. 7 days. Here we go. I mean, it goes up, it goes down. It's still higher than when it started. We always tend to lurch forward in Bitcoin. So I don't think 20K by Christmas is out of the realm possibility. The real key will be around December 11th, 12th, 13th, after the Chicago Board of Exchange comes on and really provides an easy way for institutional investors. And when I say institutional investors, I mean people, who manage funds for like big major like pension funds, for like major corporations and teacher unions and firefighter unions and things like that. When they finally get a crack at Bitcoin, it is going to be a wild ride. Second thing in the news, Coinbase lost a bid to keep customer records from the IRS. Bitcoin exchange must now surrender records on transactions of 20,000 or more. A federal judge rules. Now, this is only significant because Coinbase is what I like to call the PayPal of banks. The PayPal of cryptocurrency, of Bitcoin. And I say it's like the PayPal only because it's dead simple to use. Everyone knows about it. It's got like the biggest marketing. It's been out there for a minute. I think I got my first. Actually, Coinbase wasn't really around when I got my first Bitcoin. I had to go through something called Bitstamp back in 2013, but they've been around for about 3 or 4 years. And anyways, they gained like over 300,000 wallets over the Thanksgiving weekend, because it's just such an easy way to get into Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Litecoin, which are the cryptocurrencies they currently carry. So and the thing about Bitcoin, which is often mistaken, is that it's totally anonymous, or it's more like it's pseudonymous. So if you know who the person is behind an address, it's not like you're very it's not like you're totally hidden. If you have any kind of interaction with a highly regulated exchange like Coinbase, you're not anonymous. I mean, you're only really anonymous if you're dealing with a lot of these dark coins, altcoins, which take privacy and anonymity really seriously, like a Dash or like Monero. I think there's another one called Zcash, which might be for privacy and anonymity. But Bitcoin, if you have any kind of entrance and exit points with fiat currency, you're probably not anonymous. So anyways, I figured Coinbase, which is highly regulated, it's like licensed all 50 states. There's a lot of regulation with Coinbase. I figured they're already reporting, to the IRS with transactions over 10,000, which is what a lot of banks do. I mean, you get flagged every time you deposit, I think every time you deposit $10,000 or more in a traditional fiat currency bank. So I'm actually surprised that they were, trying to hold on to our anonymity for us, which I appreciate, but you know what? This world we live in, they're the biggest, baddest player in the block, so they will be targeted for more information. And as you know, the IRS wants their money. Yes, they do. So, and then the third one, oh, and also just to reinforce that Coinbase is not blockchain. There's no real anonymity, especially if you want to make any kind of, real deposit withdrawals. They ask you to verify with, ID and everything. So just, pay your taxes, people. Pay your taxes and do the right thing, because if you deal with Coinbase as an entry or exit point into the cryptocurrency space, they will tell on you. All right. No, actually, wrong button. And the last one, NASDAQ offers Bitcoin futures the first half of 2018. NASDAQ. Oh, yes. That's what I'm talking about. NASDAQ. They're the second largest, I believe they're the second largest traditional stock exchange in the United States. That is going to be huge. Major key, y'all. I'm telling you. It's the reason why it's huge, because NASDAQ, I mean, if they're dealing with NASDAQ has so many, I mean, I think they carry like Microsoft and a lot of like really big popular stocks that people invest in on the daily. If it's as easy to invest in Bitcoin through traditional institutional brokerages, on the traditional exchange, we're mooning, y'all. We're going straight to the moon. There we go. That's right. So that's going to be a real big thing to keep your eye on. First half of 2018, most likely will be sooner than later, because they'll be seeing how much money they're making over the Chicago Mercantile Exchange and Chicago Board of Exchange. Maybe they're one and the same. I'm not a trader. But anyways, they're going to be seeing how much money is being made over there, and they're going to want a piece of the action. All right, so that's going to be really big news. That was really big news to cryptocurrency and specifically Bitcoin field this week. That's probably why we saw a big run up to about 11,400, 11,500. And yeah, and that's all good news. Okay, next segment. This one is what we're going to call the coin count, and I do this in honor of one of my favorite watches in the cryptocurrency space, a brother by the name of Trevon James. The way, because he's always counting his tokens, and when he does his coin count, he says, "This is the nightly coin count, where I count my coins and you count your coins." And it's like, y'all get rich together. But in this case, for our version of the coin count, I don't like putting my business out in the street. It just makes you a target. Nobody wants to get hacked. People be getting hacked all the freaking time. So what I will do, though, is I will go over the coins I'm holding. I'll discuss in somewhat vague terms of the ROI I've gained, and we'll do this kind of like week to week for the coin count. Just kind of see how we're progressing with these different coins. I might discuss some different strategies I'm trying as we move along in the cryptocurrency space, what new coins I'm into and what have you. Right now, I am holding, I believe, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, wow, I'm holding 7 different coins, including Bitcoin. Actually, technically 8. BitConnect coin, I'll talk about that probably next week. That's a whole other kettle of fish. But yeah, let's do the coin count and see what we can see. So, all right, so let me share a screen with CoinMarketCap. Here we go. Okay, so all right, so obviously the first one, the major domo, is Bitcoin, and so basically I started like an aggressive investment portfolio about, on the 19th of November. Today is the 30th, so yeah, just under 2 weeks ago. All right, about 10, 11 days, and basically, so my little foray in Bitcoin. And actually, I like looking at some of these weekly charts. But my foray in Bitcoin, I mean, as we had the big run up, which got everybody excited, and for good reason. And now over the past, so basically my overall ROI to date, from when I got in on the 19th, my 7 different coins to today, was it has been about 188% ROI in space about 11 days. It's pretty exciting. Definitely beats the pants off any kind of traditional investment right now. But you got to be careful. You got to monitor it. I will be, adding money in, taking money out, but still, the overall ROI of the money that's been invested has been about 189% ROI, which is fantastic in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, y'all. So with Bitcoin specifically, over the last week, as you can see, it's gone from a price of 81.30 all the way up to, are we back? We're back over 10,000 again. We're back over 10,000 again, everybody. That deserves one of those, and one of those. All right, so we're back over 10,000. Basically, we've had, what's that? That's like, that's like 25. It's appreciated by I'm bad at math. About 25%. So it's grown 25% from starting at 8,000 in like the space of a week. That's really impressive. It's really exciting. So that's the first coin on my account. Next one we're gonna visit is Ripple. And Ripple, I got in at and just give you some perspective. I got in at 77.94 with Bitcoin, and now it's worth just a tad over 10,000. That's pretty exciting. All right, next coin up is Ripple, aka XRP, number 4 overall on CoinMarketCap. Let's take a look at their chart. And I got into Ripple at 23 cents a coin. And over the last 7 days, it's had a journey. It's gone really, really high, as high as 30 cents. We're at 30 cents on a couple days ago, but now we're back down to around 24. Oh, look, yeah, so 25 cents. That's pretty good. So 25 cents, we've gained about 2 cents per coin. So looking good there. And where else? Next coin we're going to take a look at is Dash. And Dash I'm pretty excited about, only because, take a look at Dash. Only because actually I'll get into Dash a little bit later. I want to do a bit of a deep dive into Dash in a little bit. But Dash I got into at $449 per Dash coin, and it is now at, let's go, Dash. Where's your chart, Dash? Here we go. And over the last 7 days, it's had a bit of a wild ride, but it is now trading at $7.95. $7.95. Wow. In 2 weeks, y'all, 2 weeks. So let's keep our eye on Dash. I'll go over Dash a little bit later, but basically it's a privacy coin. You definitely want to keep your eye on Dash, and I like where it's headed. It's got some good stuff coming up in December that we'll cover in a little bit. Litecoin, I finally bit the bullet. I've been resisting Litecoin. Oh, nobody knows using it. It's made like really good gains this year, but I didn't see a real use case for it. But it's so freaking profitable, I couldn't deny it any longer. So sorry, I'm sorry I stunned on you for so long, Dash. But here we go. I'm in. And with that, sorry, not Dash. Sorry, Litecoin. See, I've got Dash in the brain. With Litecoin, I got in at 71.69 per Litecoin. And now it's trading at 85.95. So we are still positive. Now you can see how my portfolio has run up to like 188, 189%, right? These coins, and not all coins go up, obviously. They don't all go up forever. Everything isn't always a hockey stick, but I'm a big believer in investing in coins that I can understand. And what I mean by that is coins that I can understand what the use case is, whether I would personally use it or not. But if I can understand the use case or the audience for it, and it seems like it brings real utility, because utility really is the cornerstone of value. If it has real utility, then I'm interested. I'm interested in looking at it. I'm not just going to buy it just to hold it. Although Litecoin might be. Litecoin's got some utility. Some people do accept Litecoin. For me, it's just too profitable to ignore. Ethereum, that ETH. Everybody be about that ETH. So Ethereum, that's also had quite a year. Now with Ethereum, I got in at 357.42, and we are already at 436.47. So Ethereum's having a hell of a year. Of the last 7 days, you see it's gone from 412 to as high. Look at this high right here, to as high as 514. It's settling down now at 438.32 today, but still it's lurching forward. It is, and Ethereum's cool. I'm sure you all have heard about Ethereum. But Ethereum's cool because it's got the smart contracts. It's also the building block for a lot of these ICOs for which they create their digital currency for whatever business is that they're building upon the Ethereum technology. So that's looking good. BAT, Basic Attention Coin. This one is interesting. This one might be a little bit more speculative, but I'm interested. I'm intrigued only because it's a coin that's designed to help you profit off of your social media, your social media, and I believe your searches too. So that's an interesting coin to take a look at. I got in on BAT at 16 cents per coin, and it is now trading at 16 cents per coin. So it's remained stagnant. That one's held not too bad. I'm also kind of interested in Waves. Waves is kind of an Ethereum-like type coin. They provide a service where they make it, pretty stone simple for you to create your own cryptocurrency. But I don't own any Waves this time, but I just want to give you guys a heads up in case I invest in that later. And then also Storage. I got a soft spot for the guys who are at Storage because I'm a Morehouse grad. They're Morehouse grads. The guy who co-founded it, Sean Wilkinson. They've won a ton of prizes. They actually were in on this ICO type stuff really early, creating their own cryptocurrency for their company. And their company is basically like a decentralized version of Dropbox. Imagine if you had like a Dropbox but it wasn't just concentrated. I mean, it's in the cloud, but it's not just concentrated with one company. It was just kind of like distributed on everybody's different computers. And what's cool about Storage is that if you host space on your computer, like for example, I've got probably about 4 terabytes of empty space that I can rent out to Storage for them to help, spread their data around for people who use Storage. I would get some Storage coins. And Storage, I got in at 70 cents per coin, up, and looks like it's dipped down to 65 cents. So, but still, it's also had interesting 7 days. It's gone up as high as 82 cents per coin, looking good. And then today's just been a down day overall in crypto. I mean, if you look at all of the major cryptocurrencies, everyone's been a little bloody, a lot more green, a lot more red than green. That's cool though. Dash is gonna hit 800 before I finish this podcast. Oh, that's insane. I love it. All right. So that was the coin count. Now, next segment is going to be our altcoin of the week, and this is when I get to talk about Dash. I'm very excited about Dash, and actually, let me bring that up on the other screen so we can talk a little Dash. I'll share my screen with you. So what is Dash? Dash is short for digital cash. Its features include anonymity, fast transactions, as in faster, as in like less than a second transaction time. You can spend it on several different cards. I think you can even store it on your Exodus wallet if you are an Exodus wallet holder. Let's check out its current market cap. And actually, we're just talking about its current market cap. Dash is killing it. Look at this. Dash is traded at $791.35. Current market cap of $6 billion with a B dollars. $6 billion. Whoa! Watch out, said that bird. That's right. Whoa. Or even better yet, one of my favorites. How you doing? That's right. How you doing, Dash? Now I'm really pumped about Dash because they've got a lot of good stuff coming down the pipe as far as they're gonna make an interface so that instead of dealing with like a bunch of really they're creating a dead simple wallet. They're gonna upgrade it early in December, where instead of using like crazy, 16, 20, 25 character, wallets or whatever, you can just type in someone's name, like if whatever their username is in the Dash system, and it'll send to them easy as that. And that to me is great. That's awesome, and that also will help with adoption of Dash as digital cash. And also because Dash, is so fast, and Bitcoin still needs, several confirmations and everything in order to process transactions, you're going to want to. I mean, Dash is going to really, it's really going to be more of like a transactional cryptocurrency, whereas Bitcoin is more right now is more like a store of wealth. Obviously, for those of you really plugged into the community, the so-called Lightning Network, which will settle a bunch of transactions off chain before loading them on chain, that is coming in the future, which would probably help with that problem. But for now, something like Dash is really what we need. So yeah, so get you some Dash. I actually have a Dash wallet. I've got Dash on my Exodus wallet, but I've also got like a Dash wallet because I just want to see how the whole thing works out. I'm very intrigued. Color me intrigued. Okay, so the next segment is what I'm calling ICO. Did you know? Now, somehow, some way, I got on the wrong list somewhere, or maybe it's because I've got Bitcoin on my LinkedIn profile or whatever. But every day I get some cockamamie ICO pitch. So, in the interest of entertaining you all, I'm going to share one with you. And after we're done, I want y'all to go to my Twitter. It's at Blacks in Bitcoin on Twitter to vote whether if you think this ICO is investable. All right. So this week's Spotlight ICO, and I'll screen share again, is Virtue Poker. All right. And so now a little bit about my background. I am a recovering professional poker player. I haven't really been active recently, mostly small stakes online, so you'd never see me on TV or anything. But one of the major problem areas in the United States is getting people to play, getting a critical mass of people playing on a site that we trust. And what's interesting about Virtue Poker is that, and here's a little video which we won't really go into, but basically they make smart contracts based on the outcomes of games. It's what I think it's what they call provably fair, hash and decentralized shuffling. So everything is really based off of like a blockchain and decentralization. So that way there's not one point of failure. So it's not like they'll have your money in one place and they'll make off with it, kind of like Full Tilt Poker did. For those of you who are from the poker world, remember that was terrible. They also so using a blockchain, it's a trustless system, which is huge for online poker because there's so many sites that go dead with your money, or they just pull a runner like Full Tilt Poker did with your money. Instant payouts. That's another thing that they're championing. Instant payouts after each hand, which is, it can be, or after, whenever ready to cash out, the payouts will be instant, which is a really big deal in poker because a lot of the regulated and legalized sites around the world, I mean, you have to go through a lot of third-party intermediaries. It takes forever. A lot of money sliced out of it. And if you're just using, a cryptocurrency that has value, they can pay you out quickly and most likely for a low fee. And what's also interesting here too, and tamper-proof gaming. Everyone wants to make sure that the house isn't, tilting, the cards towards certain people. They guess they're going to spend a lot more money on guaranteed tournaments. That sounds exciting. But even better yet is the team. Now, team is, as usual with a lot of these, with a lot of these sites, a lot of white guys, Europeans, the occasional Asian. That's cool, whatever. But what I find very interesting is that and it looks like they've got some good legal representation too. Ifra Law, I think they're out here in Vegas. They're actually leading the way in online gaming and stuff. So that's actually a really good look too. But the professional poker players, this dude right here, the man right here. the best poker player, arguably, probably inarguably, the best poker player alive, Phil Ivey. His stats speak for himself. 6-time all-time money list, 10-time World Series of Poker bracelet winner. Just got inducted into the World Series Hall of Fame this year, and I mean, the guy's like, I think he's like a couple months younger than me. He's like 41. I mean, what are we talking about? That's crazy. So he's done a lot. He's a legend in the game. So having Phil Ivey behind it does matter. He's highly notable. He's had several profiles written on him about his lifestyle and everything. So the fact that he's behind this is encouraging. Now, not all of his ventures work out. Anyone remember Ivy Poker? Anyone? The little social gaming thing on Facebook, which no one plays on anymore. But also he's also backed with Dan Coleman, who is, I mean, this guy, all he does is just crush big final tables, like big time final tables. And Brian Rass, one of the smartest minds in the game. I mean, mathematically, he's really on point. Also, a multiple World Series of Poker bracelet winner. I mean, so this is a really strong professional team. So I kind of hope it works out. So what do y'all think? What do y'all think about Virtue Poker? Should I invest or should I not? Their ICO's coming up. I'll be interested to see if, as an American, if I'll be able to invest. But if I can, maybe I should invest. So make sure you go to twitter.com/blacksinbitcoin. And so I'll give you an idea. This is my Twitter page. I'll put a poll up after our recording this podcast and vote. Tell me if you think I should invest and if you'll be investing with me. All right. So now this would normally be the section of what we call the listener giveaway. Ask a BTC guy. So basically, since we're brand new, no one's listening. Hopefully, more than my mom and a couple of my friends listen to this podcast. Hopefully, you guys have listened to this, will enjoy it, will spread the word. Send me your crypto questions. Send them to me. Send me your crypto questions, and I'll send $5 in free BTC from my Coinbase account to the top 3 questions I get this week. I'll read them on the air when recording, answer them, and send you the Bitcoin in real time from next week's pod to get you started with your crypto while we are recording. So email me at blacksinbitcoin@gmail.com to enter and win. That is BLACKSINBITCOIN@gmail.com. Blacks, as in with an S, blacksinbitcoin@gmail.com. Send me your crypto questions. We'll answer them on air. We'll give you free BTC for the top 3 questions we get. So fingers crossed somebody writes in, because it'll be really embarrassing if nobody sends me any questions. Ask a BTC guy. That will be that segment next week. Look forward to doing it. And then this last section is what I call For the Culture. That's the wrong button. For the culture, all right? And if you guys didn't know, my background is in entertainment, and I want the section to be about something in either entertainment or pop culture. That's really, as my acting teachers say, moved my vessel this week, or highlight someone black in Bitcoin. Or some days it'll just be something cool that I like, that I experienced, or I'm watching, all right? So sometimes it'll be about crypto, sometimes it won't. But this week, as I'm recording this, which is just before 8 p.m. Pacific time, in a minute or so, the Big Bang Theory will be doing an episode on Bitcoin. So by the time you hear or see this, it will actually have happened. And actually, I don't have that up. Doesn't matter. Anyways, so they're going to do a whole episode on Bitcoin. It's called The Bitcoin Entanglement. It would have aired, I guess, 8 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. So if you haven't checked it out, make sure you check it out. I think for a change, we'll be getting some positive light on Bitcoin and crypto. All right. So in wrapping this up, my weekly prediction. So we're gonna go to Bitcoin, even though Bitcoin's down right now. Bitcoin's down to about 10,000, just a shade over 10,000. My weekly prediction this week, I think this time next week, Bitcoin will be up to about 12,000. All right, and the reason why is everything that I was saying about next month. It will be in December. Everyone's going to be getting Everything's gonna be getting online later, as far as like the big exchanges and everything. So I think that anticipation, that excitement, that wanting to get in before the real bull rush, I think we'll see some of that over the next week. And a $2,000 swing, it's nothing for crypto. It's nothing for Bitcoin. That's 2,000. We got this. BTC 12,000 this time next week. All right, so where can you find Blacks in Bitcoin? So glad you asked. You can find it at my Twitter, which is at Blacks in Bitcoin. You can also find us on Facebook. It should be facebook.com/Blacks in Bitcoin. All right. We don't have no Insta, no Snapchat, none of that. All right. You can also subscribe to this podcast. I'm pretty sure we'll have it up on iTunes, Google Music, SoundCloud, wherever you get your favorite podcasts from. If you're curious my about my fantasy sports style movie gaming project, Cinema Draft, you can just go to cinemadraft.co. That's cinemadraft.co. The beta is paused right now, but you can still sign up on the interest list and also poke around on the site, see what you can see. Daily fantasy, but for the movies, very cool. Visit our store, get you some merch, all that good stuff. And even better yet, what I really would love for you guys to do is please, please, please support this podcast. I don't know what I'm doing, but all I know is I'm excited about crypto. I want to share that excitement with you. And in order to do that, it'd be great if we got some support. Like, share, subscribe. Subscribe on YouTube. On the YouTube channel, this will be on. Subscribe on your favorite podcast outlets. Also, another way you can help me out, you can also, and I'll have a link in the description as well for this site. You can also open up an account at Coinbase. If you don't have an account at Coinbase, you can open up one using my referral link. You can find my referral link, right here. Click this; it'll send you to Coinbase using my referral link. The cool thing about that is that with your first buy of $10 or more, you'll get an additional $10 worth of Bitcoin, and I'll get $10 worth of Bitcoin. So it's a win-win. All right, it's a win-win. There we go. All right. Also, you can tip me at my blockchain wallet. I'll leave my ridiculously long wallet address on the YouTube page as well. And just basically, maybe you can support the podcast by telling some people about it, getting people to subscribe. And, the more people subscribe, the more money I can give away in the future. Maybe we'll get some sponsorship. How cool would that be? All right. So tell all your friends, tell a friend, and send me your questions. Ask a BTC guy. All right. So, in closing, not to sound all book reportish about it, thank you so much for listening, for watching, for subscribing, for liking, for rating, giving us 5 stars on iTunes. Let's get a ranking up there. And remember, if you love Bitcoin, hodl if you hear me.